Hi everyone, this workout segment is all about high intensity strength training. Now we'll be using our suspension cables to do one of the exercises, and then we're going to do the other exercise with a weight plate. Make sure you've got one of each at your disposal to get through this workout. Now it's going to be a pretty tough workout. We're going to combine two exercises and then we're going to go for 3 repeats before we actually stop and rest. We hope you guys enjoy this workout. Chest and shoulders superset for this one. So we're starting a chest press with the suspension cables and then a standing press with the weight plate for this one. So start your chest press with a straight line from your shoulder all the way to your ankle. So you're holding that nice tight core line, and then dropping down into your chest press nice and deep and working your way back up at a nice steady pace. Working your standing presses, you want to make sure your legs are at shoulder width. You want to have your knees marginally bent so that you're protecting your back, and then have your elbows tucked in by your ribs and push straight out for this one. Try and put little pauses right at the end where you extend your arm out and when you pull it back into your body. Your turn to try this superset.
It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down, but what you say just don't. It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down, but what you say just don't. Bitch, you can It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down, but what you say just don't. It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down, but what you say just don't. Bitch, you can It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down. What you say just don't. Bitch, you can It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down. What you say just don't. It's a little too late.
A really good lats and biceps combination for this one. So we're going to work some inverted rows with the suspension cable, and we're going to do some bent over rows with the weight plate. Now, doing your inverted row, you can see that we're keeping the knees nice and bent and then just keeping the elbows tucked in by your side. You want to maximize on your range of movement. So pull all the way until your hands are at your ribs and then extend your arm nice and straight. On the other side, working the bent over rows, you want to bend over but make sure you hold a neutral spine. Your knees are again bent to support your back and elbows are tucked in, pulling the plate all the way up to your chest and releasing. Your turn to try this superset. front delts raise and shoulder press combination for this one to work your shoulders, your traps and your rhomboids as well. Front raise with the suspension cables by dropping yourself back with your arms straight and then pulling your arms straight up with soft straight arms until you hit that straight line from your ankle all the way to the tip of your hand. Shoulder presses with the weight plate. We're starting with the plate at our chest and then just pushing straight up with your elbows tucked in and working all the way up until you get to the top of the shoulder press. Now make sure you've got your knees slightly bent and your hips remain slightly behind you. You don't want to push them forward and put pressure on your lower back. We want to try and protect that throughout the exercise. Your turn to try this superset.
No sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone. Long anytime she goes away. Hey.
a killer biceps combination for this one, guys. So we're working some suspended bicep curls from the invisible chair. So we're doing it with our knees nice and bent. And then on the other side, we're doing some hammer curls using the weight plate. So starting with your suspended biceps curls, make sure your knees are bent so you're in that invisible chair position, which is really going to amplify the weight and make your biceps curls that much tighter. Make sure there's no movement in your elbows. So your elbows have got to stay in front of you the whole time, and you're just drawing those hands back and making sure you're keeping parallel arms throughout. On the other side, working your hammer curls with the weight plate, make sure you've got a nice sturdy base. Start with a neutral spine. Keep your elbows tucked in by your ribs, and again, no movement in the elbows. So we're just bringing the plate all the way up and then extending until your arms are soft straight. Your turn to try this combination.
I've been here all night. I've been here all day. And boy, got me looking side to side. been there all night, I've been there all day, and boy, got me looking side to side.
A tough triceps combination for this one, guys. We're going to work some suspended overhead tricep extensions, and we're also going to work some overhead tricep extensions with the weight plate as well. So starting with the suspended triceps, you want to throw your weight on the ball of your foot and push yourself forward. Try and keep your elbows relatively well tucked in. And then it's just movement from your elbow to your hand. So we're just trying to reach for the back of our head and straightening those arms back out and really engaging those triceps. Make sure you squeeze your abs and maintain a straight line from your shoulder to your ankles for this one. Using the plate to do your overhead triceps extension, make sure that you're starting with a sturdy base. So keep your feet at shoulder width and make sure your knees are slightly bent and your hips slightly back so that your lower back is protected. Bring the plate straight up, and then once you've got the plate over your head, there's no more movement in your elbows. So it's just a matter of taking the plate to the back of your head and then bringing it back up until you've got a straight arm and thereby engaging your triceps there. Your turn to try this superset. For this superset, we're combining atomic push-ups with a bridge press using your weight plate. So using your suspension cables, let's start with those atomic push-ups. So basically what this is it's a push-up, and as you come all the way up, we're going to throw in an atomic crunch as well. And then it's just a matter of going straight back down to the push-up and keep your set going. On the other side, we're lifting up into a glutes bridge, and then we're just working some chest presses from there. So lifting up into the glutes bridge not only engages your glutes and your lower back, but it actually allows you a little bit more range because it gives your elbows a little bit more room for movement. Then it's a matter of pressing straight up, which ultimately replicates a decline press movement. Your turn to try this superset.
Okay, Danny.
Okay guys, we're gonna get the arms pump happening with this superset. So working some bent over tricep extensions with your suspension cables, and we're gonna couple them with biceps curls from a sumo squat stance for this exercise. So starting with the bent over triceps, make sure your feet are at shoulder width so you're nice and comfortable, and then when you throw yourself back, it's a matter of pushing your tailbone out and really sort of bending the body whilst keeping a neutral back, and then keeping your elbows tucked in by your side and squeezing with your triceps until you come back to your vertical position with your arms nice and straight. Doing the sumo biceps curls, make sure you get into that squat nice and deep to start with. Drop your arms down and your elbows remain by your side, and elbows remain static once you get into position, and then it's just a matter of squeezing, bringing the plate up, really focusing on those biceps, and then dropping it back down with controlled motion. Your turn to have a go at this superset.
touch 하나뿐이면 라라라라라라 내 머리부터 뿜뿜 내 발끝까지 뿜뿜뿜뿜
We're doing a chest and shoulder superset for this one, guys. So using the suspension cables, we're going to work some under presses, which is a chest press with a supinated hand position. So you can see that our palms are up and the elbows are relatively well tucked in, and working your presses from there to really emphasize inside of your chest and your lateral triceps for this exercise. Now switching it over to the other side, we're combining standing presses with shoulder presses for this exercise. So we're going to push the plate forward until the arms are extended nice and straight, bringing it back to your chest with your elbows tucked in, which is basically your rest position in this exercise, and then pushing all the way up to a shoulder press, then bringing it straight back to your chest. Now we're going to keep alternating between those two presses. Your turn to try this combination. Well done for getting through this challenging workout. Please take a few minutes to stretch and cool your body down before finishing. Comment and let us know what you thought of the workout, and remember to subscribe for your daily workout fix.